Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video where today I'm making a video in my living room. I like the lighting, I like the background, it's good today. So today I'm going to be doing an advice video on trial shifts. And that's quite specific, but let's get into it. Lots of 17 to 25-year-olds have part-time jobs. In between college, in between university, in between doing stuff, lots and lots of 17 to 25-year-olds get part-time jobs. Now the reason for that is because maybe you want some freedom to go out into the world and gain life skills, or maybe you want to, maybe your parents don't give you an allowance and maybe you need money to buy stuff, so you want to get a part-time job so that you can buy stuff. You know, we all need money at some point. So outside of YouTube, of course, I have to do something to make my coin. So I am a waiter, so I'm a full-time waiter at a place and I have been to lots and lots of different trial shifts and lots of different part-time jobs, because the position that I am currently in, I've only actually been there for 5 months. For the rest of the past year I've been in 4 or 5 different jobs, and for those jobs I had to attend trial shifts to show my skills, to show my attitude, to give my resume, to go to interviews, and to show employers that I am a suitable candidate to hire. Now today, I'm going to be giving you guys some advice for maybe your first trial shift or even your second, and a little bit of advice for job interviews. So I have done majority of my trial shifts in restaurants. However, I believe that what I'm about to say and the advice that I'm going to give will be universal advice for different hospitality roles. So for example, a waiter or a customer service associate, or somebody making coffees in Costa Coffee, or somebody, you know, as a cleaner or a kitchen porter, etc, etc. Now, if you didn't know already, what you should know is hospitality is all about people. The customer or the guest, depending if you're in a hotel or in a retail store, is always right. You can't ever argue with the guest. Now, what you need to remember is your trial shift is usually 2 to 3 hours. Today I actually did a trial shift myself. It's usually 2 to 3 hours, and just think, whilst you are at that trial shift, somebody is watching you. Your manager or your boss or whoever is watching you. They are assessing your skills. They're looking at what you're good at and they're looking at what you're bad at. Now, your trial shift, as a matter of fact, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything right on your trial shift. Listen, when I went to the trial shift for my current position, I had a waiter's tray, and I actually bumped into another waiter, which ended up in them dropping 2 glasses of Prosecco, smashing all over the floor, and lots of different guests stopping eating, stopping talking, looking over. And it was kind of like my year 10 work experience. If you haven't seen that video already, I'm sorry, I have to plug. Go and check it out. It was my year 10 work experience story time. And I told you guys about how it all went horribly wrong. It was my first ever job. It was so fun, but at the same time, I kind of messed up. So go and check out that video if you haven't seen it already. But I ended up bumping into another waiter. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. Let's continue. So I ended up bumping into another waiter, and that ended up in them actually smashing glasses on the floor, and they got really mad. So you don't have to be perfect on your trial shift. My 3 top tips for your trial shift is, number 1, to be confident. Be confident in what you do throughout your whole trial shift. If you do everything wrong on your trial shift, but you are confident in doing everything wrong, it's strangely a good thing. Now, I'm not saying go around and smash glasses and argue with guests and take a 30-minute smoke break and sit in the toilet doing a poop for like 20 minutes. But you don't have to do everything perfect. Just be confident in what you're doing. My second piece of advice is always find something to do. Now, if you're applying to be a waiter and, you know, all of your tables are taken care of, you've topped up all the water and all the wine on their tables, they're eating, there's literally nothing for you to do in your section, walk around the building. Not the building. Walk around your section. Look like you are doing something. Don't just stand there and do nothing. It's better to walk around and do nothing than stand and do nothing. always, always, always find something to do. There is never nothing to do in a restaurant. Never. You could get a cloth and clean the surfaces. If your section is okay, if it's full of guests, I wouldn't say sweep the floors. If there are no guests, sweep the floors, wipe the chairs, do something. Find anything to do, but do not do nothing, because that shows, remember, they're looking to assess your skills. And if you're standing and doing nothing, you're not using any skills. So you're not worth that employer's time. As an employee and as a candidate, you have to show skills for them to assess. So find anything to do. And that shows them that you're using your own initiative. My last and final piece of advice is probably the most important, and I should have said this at the start, but before you turn up to your trial shift, do some background research on the business. You obviously know what company it is. If it's a restaurant, for example, go to the restaurant's website. They probably have a menu on the website. They probably have a brief description of what the restaurant is. Are they a British Carvery? Are they an Indian tandoori? Are they a Chinese? Are they a sushi place? What is the business? If somebody on a table during your trial shift asks you, what type of business is this? Or if somebody at the door says, what kind of food do you serve? You can tell them, for example, we're a British Carvery. We specialize in cuts of meat. We have sides, we have this, we have that. And you can actually give people more information about the business rather than being, I don't know, I'm just on a trial shift. Now, that's probably one of the most important pieces of advice that I can give you for your trial shift. Always, always, always do background research. Have a look at the menu, see what they serve. Even if you can only remember one or two things of each part of the menu, starter, main, dessert, that's okay, because when your manager or when your interviewer asks you, so what do you know about the business? You can tell them, well, I've had a look at your starters. I personally like the strawberry cheesecake starter, and I like the look of the poached eggs as the main, the strawberry cheesecake for the dessert. And just mentioning one or two things of their menu is great. It shows enthusiasm, it shows initiative, it shows you have a willingness to learn because you've taken your own time before the trial shift to learn a bit about the business. And then if you go into your trial shift, you're confident, you find something to do, and you're always working, you're always assessing your skills, you are almost most definitely going to get accepted from that trial. So, just to recap so that you, watching this video, can get accepted for your trial shift. Number one, be confident. If you get everything wrong, that's okay. Just be confident in what you're doing. Number two. What was number two? Number two, always find something to do. There's never any time where there's nothing to do anything. That didn't make sense. Number two, always find something to do. There is never nothing to do in a restaurant. Wipe the floors, wipe the seats, wipe the tables, lay the tables, polish cutlery. Do something. Anything. Just show that you have a willingness to work and you are motivated to do something, and show your employer what skills you have rather than just doing nothing. And last but not least, do some background research on the business. So once you've done your background research on the business and you turn up and you're really confident and you're always finding something to do so that you're showing them your skills, you can get accepted for the trial shift and for the position that you are applying for. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed them, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below any other video suggestions you may have, or what you thought about this video. Or if you have any more advice for the people watching at home, then comment down below and maybe they can have a read and maybe it'll be useful for somebody else. Like I said at the start of the video, if you haven't already, hit that big red subscribe button and make sure you subscribe if you're new, because I might do another one of these advice videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye! I knew from the first time, I stayed for a long time, 'cause